Hello everyone, I'm Jack from the Speedy Consultant. Today I'd like to share an important update regarding Malaysia Service Tax. Starting from 1st of March 2024, the service tax rate officially increases from 6% to 8%. This long-awaited announcement was finally made public on the afternoon of 26th of February 2024. However, not all services are affected by the increase. The government has confirmed that 4 specific services will continue to tax an existing 6% rate. These are F&B services, logistic services, trucking or freight charges, and telecommunication services. All other taxable services will now be subject to the new 8% rate starting from 1st of March. Now let's go through several important scenarios to better understand how to apply the correct tax rate during this transition period. In the first scenario, if both the service is provided and the payment is received before 1st of March, the tax rate remains unchanged at 6%. For instance, if you change 100 ringgit for a service, the tax is 6 ringgit. So the total becomes 106 ringgit. In the second scenario, if the service is delivered and payment is made on or after 1st of March, the new 8% tax rate applies. So a 100 ringgit service will be taxed 8 ringgit, making a total 108 ringgit. The third scenario is when payment is made before 1st of March, but extra service is only provided after that date. In this case, the transaction still qualifies for the 6% rate, as the payment was made prior to the increase. So again, 100 ringgit plus 6 ringgit equals 106 ringgit. Things get a bit more complex in the first scenario. Suppose you are providing a year-long service from 1st of January to 31st of December 2024. You issue an invoice on 1st of January for 10 ringgit per month, totally 120 ringgit for the year, and applied the 6% tax at the time, meaning the total invoice came to 127 ringgit 20 cents. However, if the client only pays after 1st of March, you will now need to issue a debit note to recover the additional 2% tax for the remaining unpaid months. Since there are 10 months left unpaid, the extra tax would be 10 ringgit multiplied by 10 months, then multiplied by 2%, which comes to 2 ringgit. In the fifth scenario, you issue a full year invoice on 1st of January for 1,200 ringgit and included 6% tax, making the total 1,272 ringgit. The client makes a partial payment of 636 ringgit before 1st of March, which covers half the service period. However, when they pay the remaining balance after 1st of March, the remaining 6 months are now subject to the new 8% tax rule. You need to issue a debit note for the additional tax, which is calculated as 100 ringgit per month for 6 months multiplied by 2%, equaling 12 ringgit. Therefore, the client will need to pay 636 ringgit plus 12 ringgit for a total of 642 ringgit. Finally, in the sixth scenario, we issue an invoice on 1st of January that covers just the services for January and February, totally 200 ringgit plus 6% tax, which is 212 ringgit. You wait until after 1st of March to invoice the remaining 10 months of service. Since this second invoice is issued after the tax increase, they will be charged at the new 8% rate, meaning 100 ringgit per month for 10 months equal 1,000 ringgit, and the 8% tax is 80 ringgit, making the second invoice total 1,080 ringgit. These are some of the most important situations to be aware of during the transitions from 6% to 8%. It's crucial that you monitor the timing of your service delivery, invoicing, and payment collection, especially if you offer recurring or long-term services. If necessary, don't forget to issue debit notes to correct tax difference and ensure compliance with the new rules. Note this explanation helps you better navigate the upcoming changes to Malaysia's service tax. Stay informed and feel free to consult your tax agent or accountant for any clarification. For the most accurate and updated information, always refer to official announcements from the Royal Malaysian Customs Department. or the Ministry of Finance, as regulations may continue to evolve. Thank you for your attention. If you found this video helpful, feel free to share to your friends or comment below. I'll see you in the next sharing. Bye.